Kentucky to compete for a national title. Don is enjoying Toastmasters and especially glad that he survived speech number 1, the icebreaker, and is now going to bring us speech number 2 from the Competent Communicator Manual. The project is Organize Your Speech. Please welcome Don Welton with the title, You Miss All the Shots You Don't Take.
I remember when I was young and in college, I started a janitorial service to help put myself through school, and I was in the office one evening, going through all the offices, cleaning them and dumping the trash and that type of thing. I've been in this office, I don't know, a few hundred times before. This time I noticed when I walked in there was a different picture on the wall. And it just grabbed my attention because it was just different. It was this empty gymnasium with just a basketball sitting on the hardwood floor in the middle of the basketball court. And underneath it, it said, you miss all the shots you don't take. I was just 19 years old. I'm, not a real deep thinker, but I thought, wow, that's amazing, give me the ball, And I was just deep enough to figure out that they don't mean just basketball. So, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, I just wanted to make sure you know you miss all the shots you don't take. When I was young, I ran. I ran a lot. I ran track and cross country in high school and in college. I was like Forrest Gump. I just ran and ran and ran and ran, So you could say I was a runner, but I really liked basketball. The problem is I wasn't as good at basketball as I was at running. I would have traded all the running to have been better at basketball. Basketball was the sport I really, really, really liked, but I was a lot better runner than I was basketball player. One of the things I noticed, though, when you get in the game with basketball, and I played basketball all the time. One of the things I noticed, there were a lot of players who were better than me. A lot of players better than me on my team, a lot of players better than me on the other teams. But a lot of the better players still didn't want the ball when the game was on the line. Let's say there's 6 seconds left in the game, you're down by a basket, I want the ball. Give me the ball, because I've read the sign. You miss all the shots you don't take. At least we're going to get a shot, And I could tell some of the people didn't want to take that shot. It was in their eyes. You could see it in their eyes. And so I knew I'd worked extra hard. I thought, I'm going to get open because they're going to find me. Because he doesn't really want to take that shot. I do. I don't know if I'll make the shot or not, but I'm going to take the shot because you miss all the shots you don't take. I'm going to give us a chance to at least win. Can I tell you, maybe there's a time when you don't need to take the shot, though. I remember in our church youth group, we went to Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago. Anyone been to Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago? Heard of it? Okay. I remember we went to Lincoln Park Zoo. One of the things I really liked about the zoo is one of those zoos that it doesn't have bars, doesn't have even glass between you and the animals. It just had these real big moats, real big cement moats. And so it's like you're in their same space. There's a lion over there and you're over here and you're just walking, and he's walking, and I remember thinking, could he jump that far if he wanted to? But you're in their space, and it was kind of neat. And I was young, really, I was probably like 16, 17 years old at the time, and the day's getting close to the end, we're almost ready to go to the buses. I'm bored by now. Lions and tigers and bears on mine. But there's chipmunks everywhere. And they had this little peanut machines back then, and you get a nickel out, you put the nickel in, you turn it, and a few little peanuts come out. And there's this little chipmunk. There's this big bear on the other side of the moat. And on this side of the moat, right in the little cement ledge, there's this little chipmunk. And he'd stand up and he'd come on, throw me a peanut, And I'd get my little peanut and toss it, and he'd run over and grab it, start eating it up, It was great. I loved him. Every once in a while, the guy caught it. I'm not kidding. He'd stand up and, catch it. And next thing you know, all the peanuts go. They don't give you a lot of peanuts for a nickel. So I'm getting out another nickel. I'm out of nickels. So I start looking around and here's peanuts. And I toss it to him. I'm having fun. Best fun I had all stinking day. It was great. I couldn't find any more peanuts. Well, here's a rock. I wonder if you can tell the difference. I'm just soft, and it was the shot of shots. I can never duplicate the shot. I toss it. He's like, boom! Down in the moat. I couldn't believe it. I had this teeny little fence that stepped across the fence, looked down, and he's down there, just walk down by. And there were people around there who were looking at me, and I'm thinking they're thinking the only thing that's missing is the chalk outline around me. But I kind of got out of there. Maybe there's a time when you don't need to take the shot. "19. I've married at least 19 women. Now, you all know that I used to be a pastor. We're talking about, you're not allowed you understand that at least the majority of them, that's the direction I'm talking about. In fact, I can keep my shoes on, I can tie one arm behind my back, but I'm counting the number I've been married to. And I don't even need to use a thumb, just 4. I think Bob and Roxanne just kicked me off the dance floor. There's a time, when I think about the days at that zoo, and I think about the days shooting the basketball and all those days, I look back and the dumb little chipmunk thing, and I'm like, oh, do I tell them that story? It's better than a couple of them I thought about. But do I tell them that story? And I thought, well, no, boys will be boys. Boys are just boys. But if you wait a really, really long time, they will eventually become men. And there's a time, 19 women I've married, 4 I was married to. There's a time when maybe it's time to get off the court, go up in the stands, and start cheering for others. So fellow Toastmasters, I'm going to leave you with this. 1, you do miss all the shots you don't take. There's a time to take the shot and go for it. 2, maybe there's some shots you don't need to be taken. Save a chipmunk. And 3, maybe there's a time to get in the stands and cheer for somebody else. Thank you so much.